Alright, we're hopping on my Polygon Syncline C3 and we're gonna try to get this upper lake section of Wildwood. This is the third time out at Wildwood that I've tried to film this top section of this trail. And I always have like a bad camera angle or something, but it's only a 1.5 mile loop, goes around the lake. It's got a few little fun spots, and once we get past the bridge, there's a little bit more some kind of cool route sections we have to deal with. So let's start our little 1.5 miles. Ow. Let's start my watch too though. Sorry for the delay, but now we'll get our mileage for the day. And here's our entrance. Front tire feeling a little squirrely right now. Just put air in it though. Got a little obstacle here. We can go high or low. Let's go high. A little more challenging. All right. This kind of wraps up our first little section. Really short, obviously. Now we'll head up to the bridge. And it is hot today. 100-something heat index already. But we gotta watch for people here. I'm always kind of looking through the slats so little kids can run up here. There's a staircase right here. But now we should get some speed and get into the second section that actually breaks into two as well. First section's not quite as cool. But here we are in it. Little roll here. This section does tend to be a little bit sandy because, I mean, well, look, we're right on the side of a lake. But the roots are pretty good on it. There's a little section up here I have to watch where they go the same direction as the trail. So instead of a bump, they'll try to squirt your wheel out from under you. But there's really not much of it. Right around this corner is where I have to slow it up a little. Make sure I place my tires in the correct spot. And here's the sandiest spot, but it is really short. Ooh. Then there's this rough little rock garden that's more sand than rock. And it puts us right into the next section where the roots get a little more intense. For what we get here, at least. Try to point out the ones to be cautious with. This first uphill's got one of them. Right here. Pretty big ones. I'll carry a little speed here because got a big one right here. And this last one, you're gonna see me drop down here, and then we got a little up between trees, which is the easiest one to hang a tire up on. There, right there. But we lived. That sand is squirrely today. Now we just get a little bit of gravel for a minute, but you can see where all the other stuff is. Got our pump track over here. It's a jump line at the back. 3 different sizes of jumps. So pretty cool little bike park here. Got a camping platform over to this side. I actually just put a restroom over here too, which is pretty nice. So we only got one little section of trail, and then believe it or not, we're done. Here's our last little section of trail. It's a lot more of a 2-track over here rather than single track. They do drive like gators all over this property for maintenance and whatnot. And we are out. Just gonna head over to my truck, but instead of doing that, I think I might just turn y'all off and continue for the rest of the trail. Or maybe, you know what, maybe I'll just leave it on and see how it all comes out. I'll do a short one, then a long one, but we'll switch that out. All right, now we're heading in to go do our little 4.5 miles. So yeah, if you were with me on that first part, this is all quite familiar. Coming up to our little mini high road or low road obstacle. Do the high one because it keeps me a little more engaged. Pretty simple section of trail. At least gotta make ourselves worry about hitting our handlebars on trees, right? Hey. Yeah, this is just kind of a little spot to get to the entrance, really. But they just added so much sand here. You used to be able to go fast right here, but now you really don't want it right there. But let's pedal to get a little speed. That's dried out enough. Skip the rocks. All those really do is rattle your brain a little bit. Not really much of a challenge, but it does flood, so you have to use it as a bridge quite a bit. Even more on the way back. That one's longer and bouncier. I'll go over the one on the way back so you can see what I mean. But it vibrates the hell out of you. Mud pit. Yeah, let's go around it. Kind of deep in there. And yep, I just bumped my arm on the tree. Being lazy and sweating like a pig already. Already getting distracted from my own sweat, and I've been out here for what? 15 minutes? But you go biking when it's humid and the heat index is like 102. Such is life, I suppose. Oh yeah, so we take the rocks for you. Here we go. Yeah, fun, huh? Not really like much of an obstacle. I think it's literally just more of a bridge, because that whole area is probably flooded 8 to 10 times this year already. Kind of cooler when you have to use it as a bridge, yeah. Little mini rock climb. I don't know if I mentioned, but if you look at the maps for Wildwood, what we're on is called the Cypress Loop. If you're on Strava, that first section along the river is called the Tar River Speedway. And we're trying to do the full loop today. So, usually only takes me 25-ish. We're going kind of medium speed today, so I'd say 25, 26, maybe 27. We're for sure not pushing it. Too hot for me to care to go fast. cool little log climb right here. Skinny. Big stick in the trail. Oh, it's pretty wet down there still. Slowest section of the trail. And tight turns through these trees right here. Ah, stick's blocking my spot to go through the trees like I like. Could clean it up, but maybe tomorrow's lap. So hot. But here we got to speed up a little to make it up a little drop and a couple cool little obstacles. Alright. Told you it was a little drop. Not much at all. So many vines down. Big oxbow. I cleaned my chain up the other day, but I'm hearing it. Needs a little love when I get home. Yeah, Cypress is the longest loop by quite a bit. I think when we get to the end of this one, it's like 1.8 miles. But we're getting pretty close to the end. Final, probably a quarter of a mile. Then we'll get back up on that ridge and drop into wetlands. But not until we get a few little areas on this trail that are kind of annoying to me. This first part here through the rocks, tiny rocks, is kind of cool. but then it's the rootiest little area between two trees. So yeah, cool. This. Ugh. Rough spot. And the rocks that are at the end just are a rough, slow setup. Get a little bit of flow into them. I'm gonna get this super tight turn. Not this one, but we go up through some flow stuff and then we get into this really tight turn. And for me, it just sucks all my speed out before I'm going into this rock garden. This first one I just kind of skip most of. We'll take these on though. There we go. Oh, got a deer watching us. What's up, buddy? Here's that tight turn I was talking about. And where we got to drop gears. Because this rock garden here, you don't have speed. You gotta make yourself a way into it. Then up and over another little guy. But yeah, now we got just a couple of turns. We sort of flow out and get back up on that ridge. You can see off to our right now. That's part of the connector to the next trail. We'll go through a weird little rock area there too. Oh, water. I just gotta go slow here. This area is so sandy. Which isn't super helpful because you got a little climb here. And you got some downhill rock right here. Alright. So yeah, we're officially out of cypress land. Now, got this tiny bit of this ridge, and we'll dive into wetlands. A big rock up ahead, if you can see it. That is the entrance to wetlands right here. And a sign, of course. Now the three trails that make up this system, this is the shortest one. We just did the longest. That's like 1.8, a little under 2. They need to clean the spot up still. This one's like 0.8, 0.75 or something. Cool little turn here though. For this being a short trail, it is a bit different though. Got a few more of these little tight areas like this between trees, and a lot more little rolls. No like obstacles really. Just some little fun rolls to pump over. Some nice little fun rolls. Here's a couple more. This trail basically just like doubles right back. Yeah, there's some little curves and stuff, but this one to me feels so much more like a little out and back. Other tree needs to be moved. Here's a fun turn. Get the little berm that you gotta take out wide because of the mud. But it's a fun little turn, but flooded out half the time. That mud at the end, it gets pretty deep. Alright, so really weird exit on this one. Kind of had to turn tight at the last one, you know? There's that big sandy exit. Here, we get this little rock climb, and then it's like a hairpin at the top. So yeah, easiest to go out right here. And now we're on our way to the last loop, which in my opinion's the prettiest. You go from like swamp to sandy, and we have some bridges because this is the boardwalk loop. So we do have a couple of cool boardwalks. One little log jam before the boardwalks is pretty fun too. Not big, just a nice little stack. Stack with some cool turns right into the start of the first bridge, which won't be far up. Quarter mile. Ooh. This will send me out for a right turn here and kind of a big left back. That's where I want to carry a little bit of speed still, because here's that log pile I was talking about. Told you it wasn't much, but yeah, kind of puts us out right at bridge numero uno. And I'm hoping they got back here with the weed whacker, but I doubt they did. It's been so hot because this area is grown in. And I gotta watch out for the hikers I talked about at the entrance. Fruit party. So yeah, goes from swampy to suddenly like pine forest and sand. Kind of cool little transition for a little bit, but do really have to watch some of the corners because it is pretty sandy. This little section of the S-curves isn't bad, although I just slid off a root. There's some thick sand. But once we get around this big U here, that's where I really got to start watching a few spots for sand. Don't know how much you'll actually see them, but they slow you down. and make that front tire skid. Here's one. Ooh. Big one at the bottom of this too. Oh, in the middle now. Oh, hot sun. For as short as this ride's been, I am dripping. But I can't complain because I said I wanted to work out. So we'll just do a short one today. Sandy. And now we're almost back to that second little tiny boardwalk. Got a mini bridge, then through some long stuff, and then to the big bridge, which is fun if you don't hit the brakes. Yeah, here's what I was saying. You should pedal in and glide this one because it's got a cool curve right there. Just feels good, especially when you go from that sunnier area to the shade. A little berm out. It's a fun corner to do fast, but man, is it rooty right here. You'll hear it right here. Ooh. Ah, a little wide. Being a little aggressive. Actually, probably more dumb than aggressive. Well, like I said, a short one, but hot. I'm already ready for some water though. This is going to be it for me today. And that is it. That's the full loop. I'm at 5 3/4 miles. So I'm just gonna lap the parking lot once to make sure I get at least 6. Not that that matters, but hey, just had a fun ride. Hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy. Please consider subscribing and liking. Lots of random outdoor stuff, as you may have noticed, but try to keep the mix going. Have a good one.